All right, so let's talk about this Ferrari team, shall we?
Yeah.
Because to me, this is the most fascinating team that we have on the grid, and also there's 3 weeks in between races, and we need to find something to talk about. But mostly the first part. This is a really interesting team that we have here, and I really just want to take a closer look at what's going on with this team and their struggles. Before we do that, though, should set up some historical context here, because this is the most historically rich, successful team in all of Formula One. I don't really think there's any argument to be had there. I mean, look at every single record you want to. Any record that you would want to own, this team has it. And so for that reason, I think they've earned the right for us to talk about them as much as we do, because they are a very historically important team. But with that, what they've become, though, unfortunately, is the team that has all the historical significance and no recent accomplishments to actually justify how much we talk about them. I think their last championship came in 2000, and their last World Drivers' Championship came in 2007 with Kimi Raikkonen.
Oh wow.
Constructors' Championship 2008, a year from then. And then, yeah, ever since then, they have toiled around in mediocrity. We're just gonna dial it forward a little bit to 2020. One of the worst seasons that Ferrari has had. It was the last year Vettel was on the team. In came Carlos Sainz after that. So that year was rock bottom for them. I think they finished sixth in the Constructors' Cup that year. As far as I guess modern context go, that's rock bottom. I'm sure there was a time in the 50s where someone caught polio and
Oh wow.
couldn't finish the season or something like that. But unfortunately, we are living in the present, and we have to talk about where things stand right now. So obviously, you can look at the standings yourself if you want to, but we see Charles Leclerc currently sitting at 10th.
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz doing a little better, but the team overall is struggling. All right, let's play one of my favorite games, the blame game. So,
Ooh.
with this Ferrari team and the turmoil that they are currently in, how do you divvy this blame up?
Maybe I should, but I am not putting any blame on the drivers. Because I mean the DNFs haven't been driver error related, right?
Uh,
They've been
you can make the argument that in Australia, it kind of was them being a little over aggressive, but no, you
oh that's right.
generally are a lot nicer on these drivers than I am.
Yeah.
Specifically, Carlos Sainz. You still have faith in old Carlos?
Yes I do. Yes
Okay,
I do.
and that's perfectly fair. But no, I think he's.
Full Latino mode.
Let's not bring that up. All right. No, but I think Carlos is a good driver. He's a capable driver. Okay.
Mm.
Charles Leclerc though is a great driver who deserves all the flowers. Personally, I just see the potential there, and he's being held back by his own team. For me, largely it has been the car. We've been led to believe that every year we see this new Ferrari, and the team goes in with a lot of hype, only to a couple of weeks later find themselves with reliability issues and the DNFs piling up. Um, so I think that's where the blame lies. But enough of the blame game. As much fun as it is, we could honestly sit here and do that for about 30 minutes if we wanted to. Let's look to the future and talk about what changes this team needs to make. I think it was after our last podcast, after the Australian Grand Prix, during the podcast, I asked you, uh, do you think they have to change something? And which you aptly responded, change the car. Which
Yeah.
that's a fair response.
Even after I said that, Carlos Sainz, I'm pretty sure he came out and he was like, "Yeah, we need to change the concept of the car," and so all the headlines like kind of echoed that, where it was like, "Hey, we need a Ferrari needs to change the concept," without actually saying what they needed to change it to, and also what the current concept actually is. Anyway, um, so yeah, it's gonna have to be tweaks with the car. I don't know within the regulations what that means or what they can do.
So 2024 is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
2024 essentially.
So I
Because I don't know what strategy, how much
mhm,
strategy could actually
that is
compensate
fair.
for that.
hmm And I actually have a great idea for Ferrari here. So as we've seen time and time again, Plan A and Plan B never work out.
Yeah,
So just take Plan C and make that Plan A. There you go.
yeah. Just
Start
start.
preparing. Make Plan C your Plan A. That is the new strategy for Ferrari, and I think it will work. You can call Ferrari whatever you want, but you can't call them broke. They have a lot of resources, honestly, an unlimited amount. Of course, we have the cost cap that has been recently implemented, but that cost cap does come with about a list, and I'm not exaggerating here, of a million exceptions for
Oh,
what they actually can charge for, including driver salary and personnel salary. So Ferrari has the funds to turn things around, and that's honestly one thing that is always going to be going for them. Before we wrap this up here, let's look at the future and try and make our predictions. Hopefully, they go a little better than our last attempt at making predictions. We don't need to revisit that whole thing,
yeah, that's fair.
but no, I think the main question here is: can Ferrari turn this thing around?
I don't know, man. Because like I took a little peek at the constructor standings before we started recording, and right now they're in between Mercedes and McLaren. Which two teams right now not known for their reliability of the cars. Two teams, it doesn't look like they're gonna have great seasons. So yeah, I don't have high hopes. I'm very pessimistic for Ferrari for 2023.
So you're saying absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, when we're talking about turning things around, we're talking about can they crawl their way back into second place, which, that's what this season's all about, is a big old fight for second place, which
Yeah.
in itself is not bad. It's bringing out some entertainment for us. But no, I think we're seeing the issue here that Ferrari has is they came into this season thinking their car was better than it actually was.
Mhm.
Mercedes, I think, has the advantage of knowing their car was not good. They
Yeah.
have been, their focus early on has been, let's try and improve this thing slowly throughout the season and get to a competitive point later on in the season. Aston Martin, they just hit the copy and paste button on Red Bull,
Yeah.
and that alone seems to be working for them. Ferrari came in thinking, all right, last year was a fluke. Let's just roll back, see if we can make some minor tweaks here and there, bring in our new team principal, and that alone might be enough. And early on, we're seeing that no, it is not enough at all. So that is why I think they're just playing behind these two teams that they're chasing, and I don't think they're going to be able to catch up to them. So no, Ferrari this year is just crumple it up, throw it away,
Yeah.
settle. You're fighting with, I think, McLaren now for fourth. Just worry about dealing with McLaren, which would, hey, that alone could be an interesting battle. We got to look for the
Yeah.
positives wherever we can find them. McLaren versus Ferrari, not what Ferrari wanted, but might be good for us. I don't know.
I think that'd be good too. Two historic teams.
Yeah,
But hey, you know what? I do have something. You know what? I invite Ferrari to prove us wrong.
I don't like to be wrong, so no,
Well,
I hope they
okay.
don't turn things around. I'm
I
sorry.
take it back.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.